Good evening. Welcome to our Tuesday night training call. Tonight, we are going to share with you some tips that we had come away from the Mastermind event that we attended in Orlando, Florida, just over a week ago. And myself and five other ladies from this team attended this event. It was probably the best network marketing training event that I've ever been to, and I'm going to highly suggest that you put it on your calendar for next year to get to Orlando. It's going to be there again, and learn with us. Let's just have a great representation of our team. I think it's going to be a game changer for those who do attend. And it's going to be, I'm going to think it's like $250 to attend. That's just a guesstimate. So plan on that. Tonight, I have asked these ladies for all to just bring a takeaway from it. We were there for hours, like from 10 in the morning to 10 at night, maybe 9 in the morning to 10 at night. So it was hours of it, but it was so good that you didn't want to miss anything. So we were there for 2.5 days doing that. So we can't get it all into 30 minutes, but we're going to do our best to share with you some great takeaways. And we'll be using this information through training throughout the year to share with other people as we go along. So the first one that's going to speak to you is Whitney Houston. Whitney, are you on?
I am. Can you hear me?
I can hear you. So just tell us, what your rank is, why you went to Mastermind, and what you wanted to get out of it, what you got out of it, and your takeaway. So I'm going to turn it over to you.
Okay. First of all, thanks for having me on the call. My name is Whitney Houston. I'm a senior Ruby ambassador with Plexus, and I chose to go to Mastermind because I knew I needed another push, and events give me that push. Not only is it important to get to events for yourself, but it's important to go because you're around other leaders, you're around like-minded people that are wanting to grow their business too. So I think there's so much importance getting to events. I learned at Mastermind that you have to pour into your team. We all know that, right? But not only pouring into your team, you have to pour into yourself. Self-development was one of the biggest things that they talked about. You have to put positive in and get positive out, put knowledge in and get knowledge out. Trading time for money. I know we've all seen this graph, but it really hits home for me. We all get the same amount of hours every week, 168. You figure that you get 8 hours of sleep every night, so 56 hours, 40 hours of work, 42 hours for family time to eat, whatever you want, and that leaves us all with 30 hours of spare time. What are you doing with your spare time? Plexus and network marketing gives you a chance to buy back your time. Watching TV is a good way to live someone else's dream instead of your own. Sorry, I say a lot. The truth about network marketing is good enough. We don't have to promise fancy cars and luxurious vacations and, all the crazy things. The truth is good enough. The truth is, if you work at this, you can pay your electric bill and your car payment. You can pay your mortgage someday. It's life changing. Relate with people that you're talking to. People are looking for extra cash to buy groceries. They're not thinking about driving a Lexus right now. It's not in their realm of thinking. It wasn't in mine. So, just relate and it'll be worth it. The truth is good enough. Get your finances in order now. Don't be like me and think someday when we're making all this money that Plexus is going to make us, we're going to be fine. That's not how it goes. You have problems now with money that you're making. You're going to have more problems with more money. So get yourself in line with your finances. Create a budget right now. That one really hit home for me. I need to get a budget created and start saving and start tithing more. Another one I really liked was, if you can't change the people around you, then change the people around you. You become like the average of the 5 people you spend most time with. If you're around negative people that don't have dreams, that are bringing your dreams down, that are bringing you down, maybe you need to spend less time with them. I'm not saying cut them out of your life completely, but maybe you need to look at who you're spending time with. Be around those positive dream chasers. You know, they can only build you up. And that's what Mastermind was. I was with people that were positive, that were chasing their dreams, that were, you know, lighting a path for me to follow. If only positive people shared their feelings like negative people do, what a world it would be. Share your blessings and not your complaints. If I can share one thing about Facebook, it's share your blessings, not your complaints. Don't go on Facebook to complain. We all have problems. That's what our friends are for. Pick up the phone and call your friend, call your husband, call your mom, complain to your mom. Don't complain on Facebook. Be that person that shares their blessings. React to a no in such a way that you leave the door open for later. If someone tells you no right now, it doesn't mean no for sure. Just no, not right now. So don't react in such a way that you close that door on them. I've had so many people come back later and say, okay, I'm ready to give it a shot now. And had I been negative and rude, they wouldn't have come back to me. They'd have gone someone else for Plexus. Maybe, just maybe, you will be the only support your team sees in this business. So be supportive, be uplifting, and be empowered. Be empowering. Grab a handful of your team and run them to the top, and then come back for the others too, and run them back to the top as well. Think about what your calendar is saying about you. Are you spending your evenings listening to calls? Are you going to events on weekends? Are you going to meetings? Are you putting on your own meetings? If your calendar says nothing about Plexus, then how can you expect your business to grow? Here was an idea I really liked about when people complain about the buy-in that it costs to join Plexus, or that only the people at the top make money. This guy said, really? My kid has to pay to play Little League football. And look at what the guys in the NFL are making. You know, we have to pay to do everything in life. And of course, the people that are best are making money at the top. But the good thing about Plexus is you can make money at any rank. But the best thing about Plexus is there's no limit to what you can make. One saying I really liked was, there is no significance in a safe life and no safety in a significant life. Don't just accept your life for how it is. Run and go get it. You know, run after your dreams. Don't listen to all the negativity and the naysayers. Find your why. Your why is going to keep you going on the hard days. Find your burning desire. Is it to prove people wrong? Is it to provide for your family? Or is it to change lives? Find it, run with it, and never forget it. If the impossible is possible for just one person, then it is possible for everyone. We all have the same comp plan. We all have the same products. We all have the same hours in every day. You are the only difference. Make it count. And another scenario I really liked was to picture this. Every day you go outside and chop at a tree with an axe. What's going to happen? Eventually that tree is going to fall down. But what if every day you went outside to chop, say, 5 times on that tree, you picked random trees? You're not going to knock a tree down. So focus on one tree and get it knocked down. As far as building your team goes, don't always chase after the 10s. Don't always just look for that rock star. Build a rock star. You've got tons of people on your team that are wanting to do this. Help them, empower them, and get them there. Make them become a 10. I'm not saying I'm a 10 now. I think I'm far from it, but I'm also a lot further from where I was when I started because of the help and support that's been poured into me. You have to go slow to go fast. Don't just build your team and leave them. Focus on them and get them going. Then find the next person and help them. Like I said earlier, grab your people and run them to the top. And again, I'm going to say this one more time, self-development. We talked about it so many times. You put good in, you get good out. You have to recharge yourself every day. Read, listen, and learn. There's always more out there. And to end this, I want to say see you at the top because the bottom is crowded. Y'all have a good evening.
Hi, everybody. This is Barbara Stalkin. Tammy, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you, Barbara. I can't see you, but I can hear you.
Okay, I do have my camera turned off. We're just kind of in the middle of moving everything. So just wanted to make sure that everybody could hear me. And I want to introduce myself. My name is Barbara Stalkin. I am a Silver Ambassador. I live in Cherokee, Texas. And thank you, Tammy, for inviting me on this call and being an awesome mentor. You and Kelly are awesome. So anyway, Mastermind 2015, I must say that I've never been to anything like this in my life. It was an event that brought people we heard and listened to people from all over the world. And the neat part about this event is that you are learning from the best in the network marketing business. And it was so neat to get all of their angles, but they all came back to the same key concepts. And this is what our leaders in Plexus are teaching us, and they're all the same. So it's really neat to see that all come together. I've learned so much that I think I filled a half a composition notebook with notes and all of the things that they had to say. So the two key areas that I wanted to focus on that resonated with me, Whitney hit on one, and that was personal development. My goodness, we hear it over and over, but the leaders at this conference kept saying the same thing. You have to grow yourself before you can grow others, and I thought that was so key. Personal development has to be ongoing, and you never arrive at your destination and think, okay, I'm developed now. Now I can go and share and help other people. It's got to be something that you have going, and you're building yourself constantly. So basically they're saying, watch your videos, read books, pray continuously for the wisdom and the ability, the wisdom to help people and put people in your paths. And they talked about that a lot. Listen to CDs of the leaders in the business, and also have those CDs and books that you're reading available for your downline. Even give it as a welcome gift is one of the things that they'd mentioned for your downline, for your new ambassadors. For personal development, Whitney hit on this again, go to events. Take ambassadors to events, get them there, build their belief in the business, and build their belief in you as a leader. And so personal development kept coming out. And I see that as probably my key area. I'm going to have to build myself before I can go and build others. But, it's one of those things that you learn as you do. And so I cannot, just go ahead and not do and not build my business and not work my networking business because I'm still building myself. I'm learning as I'm going. The next thing, my second, was relationships. Boy, this was really so important. One of the things that they said was that network marketing is 90% relationship building and 10% products and services. And it is, my responsibility to build those relationships and to build the people on my team and in my downline. And so that's 90% of the success that I can create in my business is building those relationships. Yes, our products are amazing. Yes, they work, but we've got to work on relationships. Invest in others. Really listen to what their goals are in your downline. How much do they really want to work the business, so that you can know how much that you need to provide for them, what kind of help. Teach them the recruiting skills, the goal setting skills, the follow-up skills, the contacting skills. Don't assume that they know it or they're just observing and learning it from you. Be in there in the middle and in the trenches with them and teach them. Recognize their accomplishments was another thing under relationships. No matter how big or small those accomplishments, recognize the activity that they are producing. Really, it helps to build their belief in themselves, and they're watching you. So be modeling and working your business at the same time, personally sponsoring and building your team so that they're watching you. to finish it up, a third thing was, have your system, make it duplicatable, make it simple. And I really felt like that was another key point that they brought home. So basically, events build your team. So Mastermind event really opened my mind to the big picture of building, if you want to build a thriving network marketing business, you've got to see the big picture. I see the big picture now. So let me tell you, it's worth it. And I can see it for myself now. I know what I need to do. And so guys, you've got to go to the event. So Super Saturday, here you go. The next person to speak will be Kelly Norman. She's our Diamond Ambassador with our Freedom Team. So Kelly, it's up to you.
Thank you, Barbara. All right, there's been some good stuff talked about here, and I'm going to be really simple with what I have to talk about. I've picked out 2 topics that I want to share with you. So it's not going to be a whole bunch of different things. It's just 2 things that I brought away that I feel like that I want to impress on your heart. I'm going to take you back probably about a year ago, and Tarl Robinson called my house, and some of you may have heard me tell this story before. And he said, Kelly, how are you doing? And it caught me off guard, and so I just I was in the middle of cooking supper, and I said, great, and we just chatted a little bit, and that was it. Well, then thinking about it, and the next day, he called me back, and I said, Tarl, you kind of caught me off guard last night. You asked me how things were going, and I wasn't honest with you because I was struggling in my business at that time. And so I told him that, and then this is what he told me. He said, Kelly, this business is 90% personal development, 10% product. And but I had a hard time with it. I think someone's not muted on here. So if you're not muted, if you would make sure you're muted. And so I kind of had a hard time with that. So, but the more I thought about it, the more I realized that he was probably right. And I had a revelation over that. So at the Mastermind this weekend, it seems like there was so much talked about personal development. Today I was listening to Oprah, and she had this interview with another woman, and I posted it on the Freedom page. I encourage you to listen to it. But she said, when I walk into the room, I want people to feel so blessed that I walked in because I'm overflowing, that they're going to be a better person because I've brought something to offer. And that is what personal development is, that you are filling yourself up so much that you flow out. And when you walk into the room, you have something to offer, that people can come and taste what you have, and they can drink from your well, and that they can be encouraged and inspired to go build their own well so that they will overflow. So really, personal development is that you have something to talk about. You have something to invest in other people. Because if you're in this business, you have to be thinking leadership. You have to be thinking, how can I be a better leader? And so I see so many people come into the business, and it's maybe a year down the road, and that they're not thinking leadership until late in the ball game. So let's start off right. Say you just started. I'm telling you, think leadership, think personal development. Get you some books. So you might say, well, how do I personal develop? Just for example, I'm usually reading a network marketing book, especially if you're new. I'm telling you, you need to be reading network marketing books. There's some great ones out there. GoPro, Millionaire by Halftime, the 4-year career, Flip Flop CEO, my first year in network marketing. That's just a few of them for you. Think Rich. There's a Think Rich for women. So be reading these books. And so something I do every day is I always start my day out with a proverb, because I believe there's wisdom in the Proverbs. And I tell you guys, starting my day off with reading a proverb and praying and having some quiet time allows, I feel like, what the other things that I read just to be magnified, and I see them totally different. So I encourage you to start your day off reading the Proverbs, and think about it. If today's the 24th, I guess, then you'd read the 24th proverb. And then as the year goes by, every day, if you're reading that, just think the wealth of information of what you're putting inside of you. So personal development. The second thing I'm going to leave you with is action. Because what I have seen throughout my last 2.5 years, as I observe, is that the people that take the information that leaders give them that they get from their books, that they get from those that they allow to mentor them, and they actually put it into action are the people that are being successful. But I sometimes see people that are on every call, that are on, getting all this information and going to all these meetings, but then they never do anything with it. They never bring somebody else with them to the meetings, and they're not having some meetings of their own. They're not doing the things that they're being taught. They're just acquiring information. And guys, it's got to be flowing. You've got to be getting the information, and then it's got to be flowing out of you, and you've got to put it into action. So as I leave you with personal development. Be open that there are areas in your life that you need to grow in. I think so many times that we have pride and we don't want to admit our mistakes. But I can tell you the best thing that you can do is realize that you're not perfect, and there's people out there that know more than you, and for you to sit down and be a student. And then as you get that, and as you grow, and as you see areas that you can be better in, then you're putting it into action. Earn while you learn now. Don't wait to put it into action till you've arrived, because you're never going to arrive. But you're going to be learning, you're going to be putting into action, and you're going to see growth, I guarantee you. So thank you, Tammy, for asking me to speak, and I'm going to turn it over to Nicole Irish.
Thank you, Kelly. Can you hear me? Yeah, you can. Okay. So I knew I was extremely blessed to be able to go to this event, but I don't think I realized how blessed I was until I got there. And then actually, even when I left, I was telling my mom, like, did that just happen? So it was really hard for me to pick the information to tell you, because like they said, we listen to a lot of stuff. I'm currently a silver ambassador. I'm almost a gold. So I'm at that stage. I'm really working on building my team. And so that's the reason I went. How am I going to build my team? When we first got there, there was a sign, and it says, if you understood residual income, you would walk through a brick wall to get it. And I'm just like, wow, why don't people understand that? Where are these people that, I mean, who can I tell? I mean, that's it right there. So we went in, and like Whitney said, they broke down how many hours of the day that people do stuff. They sleep, they eat, etc. And there's about 5 hours a day that people have for entertainment. And so that's about 35 hours a week. But sadly, they told us only about 1 out of every 10 people are willing to work during that time and give up their TV time. Okay, so now I'm understanding a little bit more why it's hard to find these people. So another thing they told us is if you're not getting rejections, then you're simply not working the business. And I'd heard that before, but it just still encourages me. Count your no's. If you're getting no's, then you're working. And the more no's you get, then just by default, the more yeses you'll get. And there was a panel of some of the highest earning people in network marketing. And I like the panel ones because you got to hear from a bunch of different people at a time. And they asked them a series of questions. And one of them that really stuck out to me was, what's the biggest amount of people you've personally sponsored in a month? And this one crazy lady, she said 20, of course, but they all kind of looked at her. What I heard, though, was this kind of an eye-opener to me. These top earners said that the most they'd sponsor was about 5. And really, they only suggested sponsoring about 2 people a month and really pouring into them and getting them going and getting them off to a good start. That's eye-opening to me, because I'm sitting here thinking I got to be sponsoring like 10 people a month. No, it doesn't have to be like this. I'm so capable of doing that. And so once you sponsor those people, the people on the panel said the first thing you need to do is you need to set goals with them, which I know that, but give them personal development materials, and most importantly, help them get paid the first month. And then they're hooked. And like somebody else said, I can't remember who, if you praise those little actions that they're doing, you don't have to wait till they rank up. If you praise the little actions, then they will keep doing those actions until they see results, and they will be hooked. And so that's one way to build your team. So really, just what Mastermind did for me is it really solidified my belief in network marketing. All of these people are people like us. All of these people started from nothing. The top network marketing person out of the whole world, I think Randy Gage, I think was his name, he used to be in prison and he's making more money than anybody else. So we can do this. It's not, they have everything that we have, and they just kept working every day. They stayed consistent. They didn't do anything miraculous. They just kept going every day. And it just really, it gave me hope. I can do it. It's up to me. You know, if it's going to be, it's up to me, or whatever that saying is. So I just, once again, I'm very blessed that I got to go, and I really suggest everybody go next year, because I mean, where do you get that amount of information in such a short period of time? So thank you, and it's time for Dusty Duncan.
Thank you, Nicole. So hi, everybody. I'm going to quickly go over some stuff to try to make up some time, because we like to keep these about 30 minutes. And what I was going to talk about was something that a great speaker, Donna Collins, talked about, and it was commitment. And I want you guys to understand that commitment precedes success. And so many people out there have this completely backwards. They all think, well, if I get a check, then I'll commit and I'll do it. If I see some results, then I'll share with some people. It is so backwards. You have to commit to taking the products correctly so that you can get those results. You have to commit to sharing with people to earn that check. You have to do something to get something. And that's just the way the world works. Nobody's going to give you something for free. So guys, commitment precedes success in so many ways. And that is what we have to convey to people and make them understand. Let's see here. One person's commitment can change the course of thousands of lives, guys. Thousands of lives you've never met. Think about this. If Tammy didn't tell me, I couldn't tell my frontline leaders, and they couldn't tell their frontline leaders. And think about the chain reaction. She told Kelly. She told her frontline leaders. They told people. Think of the thousands of people whose lives have changed because Tammy told me. She told Kelly. She told her daughter, Kelsey. Think about this. The thousands of lives that have been changed. So her commitment, you can see how that changed thousands of lives. So always remember that. You have to realize what's at stake here. We have life-changing products, and we have an awesome compensation plan that can change thousands of lives. So commitment's really important. Now, she also talked about there being 5 stages of commitment, and this really resonated with me. I thought this was pretty cool. The first one is try. That's the first level of commitment, try. This is the weakest form of commitment, guys, and the weakest form of action. These people say, well, I'll try, and then they speak to 5 people and say, oh, they all said no, it's not going to work. And so, you know, obviously it didn't work because they only spoke to 5 people, right? If you're going to just try, how in the world can you have an active team that would want to follow you? So you have to commit. You have to get past that just I'm going to try level. The next stage is level 2, and that's called attemptee. She explained this like those people that join the gym, but they never go. How many people have done that, right? Think about that. That's huge. They have no sense of priority. They're really they're living by default. They're what you would call an order taker, maybe in our business. Somebody comes up and says, oh yeah, you know, you do that Plexus stuff, let me order from you. And they're just going to take their order. They're not going to do anything with them, but they're going to take their order. So I consider these people order takers. They're living by default, not by design. They're not going out there and creating their destiny. So that would be attemptee. That's level 2. Then you get to the 3rd stage of commitment. This is what she called an unconvinced heart. This is those people that they lack belief in themselves. They lack belief in their company. They lack belief in their product. And this is a stage that a lot of people can't get past. This leads back into what they were all talking about with personal development. So how can you build belief into yourself or your team or your customers? Here's the deal. For us personally, watch one video of a personal testimony every day. Watch one video of a diamond documentary every day. You're going to build belief in our products. You're going to build belief in our compensation plan. This will help you get past this third level of commitment. This is why we speak about belief being so important. I know that I talk about belief on the Freedom page, but I really speak about belief in my team page. That's why a lot of the prizes I give away say believe on there. Belief is huge. And this is the stage where a lot of people can't get past this because they're not filling themselves with belief. All right, so the fourth stage of commitment, this is what they call, it will happen because I will make it happen. Does that make sense to any of you? This is the minimum level of commitment if you want true success in this business. I hope you understand that. The minimum level you must be at to have top grade success in this company. The people that come in at this level, and you can come in at this level, these are the people that say, I can and I will make this work. Those are the kind of people that are at the top of the company. They came in and said, I'm going to make this work. It's going to happen because I'm going to do it. They believe they can do it. They've also decided that they have created no exit strategy for themselves, guys. They have decided that there is no way I'm getting out of this. I love this company, love these products, love this compensation plan, and there is no exit for them to leave. I am at that level. I'm not going anywhere. I know what we have. You have to have that level of commitment. You have to be joyful at this level of commitment because you're going to have fantastic days and you're going to love the journey, and you're going to have unfantastic days. Whether you're at the top of the company or just starting, we all have good and bad days. And we have to understand that no matter what, we're going to find happiness in our journey, and we're going to face adversity with our head held high, and we're going to blaze right through it with our blinders on so that the grass doesn't look greener any other side. We are just right here, and we are going forward with no matter what, which leads us to the fifth level of commitment and the last thing I'm going to talk about. This is called, you realize the joy is in the journey, not the destination. I know that's not just one word, but that is this fifth level of commitment. You remember, life-changing products, life-changing business. You are in here for the long haul. This is not for the person that says, oh, if I didn't get to senior gold in the first year or after, I quit. This is the person that says, if it takes 5 to 7 years for me to drive a Plexus Lexus, I'm in it to win it. I can take that 5 to 7 years, pour into myself, pour into everybody that I come in contact with, and change their lives. This is the fifth level of commitment, and the level of commitment I truly believe that everybody should get to, because this is where they're getting out of their comfort zone. They're making things happen. They're putting action into their goals, and they're making it go forward. So that's the fifth level of commitment. So, and I loved that part in the discussions that we learned this past time at Mastermind. So I'm going to turn this over to Tammy so that we can wrap this up.
Thank you so much, Dusty. Thank you so much to all of you. You've inspired me. I love it. I just want to concur with all that you said, and hats off to all of you. You did a wonderful job sharing a piece of what you learned from Mastermind. So I have a question for you, is why are there so few people at the top? Have you ever thought about that? Well, they talked about that at Mastermind, and they said almost no one is willing not to quit. You know, if you have a big fire, like a building was to catch on fire on an accident, usually it's one little bitty spark where it started. So one little bitty spark can burn down that whole house. And so what starts as a little bitty spark, You be that little bitty spark that is not going to stop until you reach the top. So be that spark and don't quit. Do not quit. So that because it's available. Look at all of these ladies on here. We're all going to the top, and we're willing to take everyone with us. Something they said is it's very, very difficult to drag one person with you, but you can run with thousands. So let's run together. Also, I thought about this is that in network marketing, you have to be your own motivator. So that's one reason people quit. We can inspire you, but you have to draw your line in the sand and be your own motivator. You've got to have a daily method of operations. It's not the traditional job where you go and someone tells you when to come, when not to come, when to work, when not to work, and tells you exactly what to do. You have to decide. So a daily method of operation is something that you have, and a lot of people lack discipline to do that. Commitment that was talked about tonight. Thank you, Dusty, and everybody else who mentioned it. Goals. Do you have goals? That was just mentioned so many times at Mastermind. Do you have big dreams, and do you have goals? So many people, I was talking to my son tonight, and he has goals and dreams, and I said, that's great, but you've got to be sure you're doing all that you can to reach there. And we talked about maybe it means not watching television, because maybe he needs to go to bed earlier at night so he can get up earlier in the morning, whatever it is. But somebody talked about not watching television. You know, depending on what your goals are, then that's how you need to decide what your level of commitment is going to be with your time. And it doesn't matter. If your goal is to make $200 a month, that is a grand goal. If your goal is to make $1,000 a month to make a mortgage payment, that's a grand goal. If it's to be debt free, that's a grand goal. But your goal needs to be your goal and your why, and whatever it is. If your goal is to go to the top of the company and to find financial freedom, then probably your life's going to have to get a little bit out of balance. You see, the only way you're going to go to the top is by a huge commitment. And the ladies that are at the top are going to tell you, every single one of them have taken huge, huge commitments. And sometimes their life was out of balance in the fact that they spent a lot of time learning about the business, learning about the products, and sharing with people. Spent lots of time on the road, lots of time doing those sorts of things. So your life may have to get out of balance. You draw your family in on that, and you all decide if it's worth it to you. And if it's worth it to you, I promise you, for me, and I think these other ladies would tell you, it has been worth it for every sacrifice that I made. The prize is freedom. Freedom is a prize that we're working after. Something I wanted to talk to you about is being productive with your work. You know, not scrolling through Facebook. So many people are scrolling through Facebook about 6-7 hours a day. You know, all that entertainment time that you're talking about, Nicole, they're scrolling through Facebook. Guys, I'm telling you, go to Facebook, post your post, spend a limited amount of time commenting, wishing people happy birthday, encouraging, leading, and go do something income producing. That's about all you need to do on Facebook. It doesn't need to be something that you do all day long. Don't refresh your back office. Refreshing your back office to see if you've got more points than you did an hour ago. That's not going to be income producing. Income producing activities, there's 4 basic skill sets to that. And I want you to hear these. Number 1 is you've got to be able to meet people. If you have trouble meeting people and visiting with people and meeting new ones, I'm going to suggest something to you. How to be friendly and how to have relationships with people. 25 ways to win with people. It comes in a book or it comes in audio, and I suggest that one for you as far as meeting people goes. 25 ways to win with people. Get the audio or get the book. The second thing you have to do is make a list, and we've talked so many times about making your list. Don't be afraid to put people that you think would be grand at this business on your list. Number 3 is you've got to invite. You've got to invite people, invite them to coffee, invite them to a 3-way chat with your upline, a 3-way call, invite them to an event. Tell people, I've got something I want you to look at. You know, you might not be interested, but you may know somebody who is. I've got something I want you to see. And the 4th thing is follow up. You have to follow up with people. If you don't follow up, then you've just planted the seed for someone else to reap. So be sure you're following up and recontacting people. Daily self-development was talked about. If you quit doing that, then your team's going to quit, because you're not going to have what you need to lead anybody anywhere if you're not doing it. Event to event was something really big, and so I want to talk about that just for a very quick second. Always have the next event ready. So if you have an event, what event is next that you can get your people excited to go to? Local meetings. When's your next local meeting? Super Saturday's coming up. That's a next big event for our company. And so we're really excited about that. And I'm going to encourage you to register for Super Saturday. That's the next event. That's the event that I'm going to push you to after this call, because that is huge. If you go to any professional network marketer, they're going to tell you to get people to events. Now, this event is actually for ambassadors and for training. It's not an opportunity, but there will be an opportunity meeting the Friday before Super Saturday at every event. So get people to that opportunity meeting. Promote others, help others, get your eyes off yourself and see what you can do for other people. That's when your business is going to explode. Don't wait till it's a good time to start this business or to work really hard. Today's a good time. I hear people saying, oh, it's the holidays. I just think I'll wait. You know, if you wait till the first of the year, it's going to be the first of the year. And that's, you know, there'll be a reason not to do it then. Don't wait. You have something that can change someone's life. And the last thing I'm going to leave you with is always assessing what you're doing, looking and seeing if you can make it better, assessing, did I meet my goal? If I did, great. This is the example that we've heard. You know how your computer's always coming up with an update and it's saying, you know, you want me to update now, and you always push later. If you're like me, I do that a lot, push later, and then it comes back up, can I update you now? And you push later, and pretty soon your computer is very slow and it's not working very effectively at all. If you are not assessing, if you're not doing personal development, then that's going to be you. Be sure you're updating and seeing what you're doing and making it better. So Super Saturday, we've already talked about that. Get registered. There's so much more that we all could have mentioned. We'll be talking about that in our trainings. Be sure you get yourself to Mastermind event next year, because I'm telling you, it is something that you need to be at. I'm going to pray for us, and I hope you guys have a wonderful week. It's Thanksgiving. We have so much to be thankful for. I'm thankful for every single person on this team. You know, this is what I know, and Dusty talked about it a little bit, but I know that I haven't been instrumental personally in your lives, but I feel like that just maybe I've had a teensy little bit of the victories that you have. And so that's what you get when you grow a team. You just get to feel like that what you've done has made a difference. And there's no amount of money in the world that can make you feel that good. So I'm thankful for you. Thankful for all you do. Thank you for sharing and for helping people to change their lives. And I'm going to pray for you. Father God, I come to you now and I thank you for this day. I thank you for every single person on this call. I just pray blessings on them. I thank you for the speakers, Lord, and their willingness to be leaders and to step out. Lord, bless them and their businesses. Lord, as this time of Thanksgiving is here, we're thankful throughout the year, but especially now at Thanksgiving time, we're thankful, Lord, for all you've done. We're thankful for Jesus. We're thankful for the opportunity, this business opportunity you've given us, and these health products that you've allowed us to be a part of. Be with us, Lord, as we share this opportunity that you have placed in our laps. And we just ask that you just give us wisdom, that you give us a tongue to speak hope into other people. And most of all, Lord, I pray that others would see you through us. In Jesus' name, amen. Thank you so much for being on the call. Happy Thanksgiving. I hope you enjoy your families.